Hello, and welcome to season 1 of Outside the Vacuum Climbing podcast, brought to you by Climb Strong. I'm your host, Carter Smith, and I'm one of the coaches here at CS. I've been coaching since around 2014 and with Climb Strong since 2024. I'm excited to spend about an hour each month in your ears. Each episode will feature myself, plus generally 1 to 3 other coaches and guests talking shop. This podcast is called Outside the Vacuum because whenever I think about how we often discuss climbing and coaching, I'm reminded of physics problems where everything magically happens in a vacuum. No air resistance, no mess, no actual context. That kind of sterile environment is helpful for understanding concepts in theory, but coaching and climbing don't happen that way in the real world. They don't happen in a vacuum, regardless of what you see on social media. At CS, we believe it's better to find what works for you and gradually refine it over time rather than trying to reinvent the wheel, overhaul your entire life, or chase some perfect system. You could find something that works 99% perfectly that you can only do 30% of the time, or we could find something that is 75% perfect you can do 99% of the time and still be a happy, healthy, three-dimensional human. Each episode will be roughly an hour long, relatively raw and lightly edited, and will generally include the following segments. First is the intro and headline. After a brief introduction where we say who's featured in the episode, note any cool things coming up in the Climb Strong world, we'll then focus on one main headline or idea from the climbing world instead of trying to cover everything. We'll spend a few minutes giving hot takes, going deeper on one thing we found particularly interesting lately, whether it's comps, an interview, a send we're inspired by, and more. This will be semi-scripted with one person spearheading the topic and other people discussing. Secondly is what have we been doing this week? A few minutes each, maybe 15 minutes total, riffing on our own training, climbing, and coaching. What's working, what isn't, and what we're noticing. The third nerd topic is the bulk of the episode, something tangentially related to climbing. Think along the lines of how systems theory might relate to fingerboarding, or how Foucault's panopticon may be related to social media and climbing. This will be the most scripted segment, but still conversational, with room to wonder, wander, and follow rabbit trails. Ideally, it covers actual research and science, and then discusses how we may take it from the abstract to the applied, no longer trying to operate in a vacuum. Ideally, it covers actual research and science, and then discusses how we may take it from the abstract to the applied, no longer trying to operate in a vacuum. Rather, we're trying to operate outside the vacuum. The fourth section, what are we reading or listening to lately? The fourth section is what are we reading or listening to lately? Books, podcasts, music, movies, shows. Each person featured on the episode will come with a few pieces of media they've been really into or interested in lately. At the end of each episode, we'll do our best to answer any questions people have. To leave us a question, please DM us on Instagram or send us an email. Our contact information is listed in the description of the show. Once per quarter, we'll break from this format entirely and mix things up. This will be roughly 3 or 4 times for season 1. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe on the listening platform of your choosing.